Okay, just checking in. We'll be going live here when this video ends in about 1 minute, and we'll bring you an update on the Empower project and what's going on there. Stay with us. Well, good evening. It is a great day here at the Patriot Journalist Network, and I just wanted to share with you all, quote, out there, although many of the people, the majority of the people here in the chat room live right now already know what I'm about to say. But anyway, today was a day off for me. Today was a day of relaxation, and knowing that I had the day off today, I kind of put my nose to the grindstone last night and redid a video that I had made a few days ago. I made that video a couple days ago hastily and late at night just because I could. We're putting the tools back together and I just kind of had to do something. But on reflecting on it, I realized it really wasn't up to the standards that we have, and I really didn't like it. So I redid the video last night, and I like it a lot better. And then I put, and in building these new videos, I'm trying to build it modularly, so that as we get new content and new content providers, it won't be quite as labor intensive putting together and producing a video. So I'm putting the building blocks together, and then you kind of sandwich the provision of content in the middle. And we've kind of softened up the outro music, and a new technique we're employing is we kind of start the outro music as the talent, the content provider, sort of gets to the wrap-up, so that the viewer, the end user, consumer of the video content can kind of realize, okay, the end's kind of coming. And so I put the tail end of that tucked underneath at a very low, and then of course as the content provider finishes, then I raise the volume. It's really, really nice technique. I really like it. Some of those radio days of experience back when I was in college are coming back, and they're paying off in spades. Well, after I produced that video, I thought, well, let's go to the next level, and I produced a 1 minute promo video, and which is actually the same ending as the video itself, the little wrap-up outro bumper, and all I needed was 20 seconds of copy to just kind of say something about the video. So I produced that, and then I had to go back into YouTube and set up an ad campaign, which I'd only done a few times, and back in November, I guess, December, somewhere along there, and kind of had to reorient myself to the video campaign. And then once you submit the video, they have to, quote, approve it. And so about 4 o'clock in the morning, I'd gotten all that done, and it was under review, which could be anywhere from a few minutes to a few hours, up to a day, they say, to, quote, review the ad that has been submitted. I placed it on 4 channels, 2 of them Christian, 2 of them, well, I don't want to say pagan, but, well, for lack of a better word, yeah, pagan, with a bid of a total of 1 penny per view. Let me kind of explain the way the YouTube advertising process works, because it's kind of an interesting model. You've all watched YouTube videos where you can skip this ad in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That means an advertiser has bid to place that ad there. So when they're about to play a video, they look at the available bids. So if you place a bid of 5 cents and someone else places a bid of 10 cents, well, they're probably going to get a shot at their ad running rather than you. I bid 1 penny. Okay. Now there's a bid, but there's also a budget, and these two kind of interact. You say, I'll pay up to 1 penny, but I have a budget of X amount per day. So if you've got this big budget, there may be a higher bidder, but YouTube may play your bid anyway, your ad, even though it was a lower bid, because they would rather exhaust your budget and get more money that way. It must be a complicated algorithm that they do. So my bid is 1 penny and my budget is $1 per day. Now, how much fun can you have for $1 a day? One of the things I do to have fun for about $1 a day is, as many of you know, I'm a big consumer of coffee, and I don't mean just ordinary coffee. I have special places I go that have creamers that are flavored and coffees that are flavored. Now, I don't go to Starbucks. I'm not paying $5 or $6 for something to drink. But if you go to the Jiffy store, some of them are getting pretty aggressive. And for $1 or $1.50, you can get you a cup of flavored pecan praline or hazelnut or some butter pecan. These flavored coffees that they're just good. And then they'll have the flavored creams, so you can put it's good. So $1.50, depending on where you buy it. So one way you can have fun, you may want to try this yourself, is if you're standing in line, there's someone else behind you also buying a cup of coffee, or maybe they're at the little coffee station pouring. Just tell the cashier, I'd like to pick up the tab for the person behind me's coffee, or that person back there. And then as you walk out to the car, in most cases, absolutely nothing will happen. But in some cases, these people will chase you down and say thank you, or the reactions really vary, but it's quite an interesting encounter no matter what, when you get a response. And so that was kind of the fun I had for $1 or $1.50 a day. But today my fun was to spend $1 running a promotional video for the newest Empower Project video we have. Well, the thing is, that thing was up to like 113 plays. Now let me back up and explain. Now, you've bid a penny and you've budgeted $1 a day. So they play your ad, but you only get charged whatever you've bid under one of three technically conditions. One, the viewer had to watch at least 30 seconds of your ad. However, if the ad is less than 30 seconds, if they watched it to its conclusion, then they would charge you. Or the user actually clicked on the ad, and of course when you click, that directs you to wherever you want it to go. In my case, for now, today, I had only set it up to go to the byhisgrace.com website. So when I woke up from my 3-hour nap this afternoon, we were at some 113 views of the promotional video, and the byhisgrace.com website is working its way up to the most visited web page that we track. I won't tell you the number, it's not very impressive, but hey, we're crawling back up. Well, so this afternoon I realized, well, gosh, we got them to the byhisgrace.com page, but there's a little bit of a problem. That video is not in the byhisgrace.com website. So I had to go back and retool. That's what I did this evening. In fact, that's why I was a little late joining you all tonight, such that the video is actually there at byhisgrace.com. Then I had to go back to YouTube and have the address. You had to add a little stuff so that video will queue up. When they click on the video, it'll take them to byhisgrace.com, and so they can watch the full-length video about which the promo ad is about. So, and YouTube is just now getting all that tooled in. I don't see any traffic yet on that link, but it could be that my budget is exhausted for the day, and when you change the link, they have to review it again, and it blah blah blah. So anyway, but I am encouraged, and it feels good to just kind of be back in the saddle, dispatching some gospel downrange. And we're advertising on, I can probably pull that up for you, in my previous experimentation with YouTube, and I'm certainly not good at this. I don't want to say that I am. I'm very much a novice, but my goals are a little different from the typical YouTube advertiser, since I'm not trying to sell a product. I just want the video shown. If they watch it, that has value in and by itself. So I've previously, in some other campaigns, I found a bunch of channels that it appears to me that YouTube won't play my ad at all. But in experimenting around, I found some channels that it seems that I could get some plays, and one of them is Paul Joseph Watson. Now, he's part of InfoWars, Alex Jones' organization. He's kind of you can go watch it yourself. He's very interesting. He's got quite an audience, but that is not a Christian channel very much. He's quite a potty mouth, in fact. So I place it on 4 channels. That's one of them. The other one is Chad Prather. He's pretty popular also. And I certainly, he's just a fine man and makes he's very animated, very interesting. You can check out his channel. And then the Christian Broadcasting Network. And I've gotten, in previous experiments, several plays, impressions they call it. And then also the Alex Jones channel itself. So I'll, as we go forward, my goal is to spend about $1 a day, or invest $1 a day in sharing the gospel on YouTube. I think it's a lot of fun, and I want to make this a habit as we produce new videos. Now, the value in that is that we have struggled to get content creators. Myself and Gina have carried the water. We've had a few actors appear on the stage briefly, but none really to stay. So part of what I'm hoping we can do is tell a prospective content provider that not only are we going to place their video on the byhisgrace.com website, but we are also going to advertise it on YouTube and amp that video up a bit. So I'm hoping that will, going forward in longer term goals, help us attract and recruit new content providers, but most importantly to share the gospel on YouTube in it's a great opportunity. If you tried, how else can you approach a pagan, for lack of better, I don't like that word, but I'll have to come up with a new one. But basically non-believers, and share the gospel in an inviting and non-threatening way, and hopefully attract them to the gospel message and let God take over from there. So so then I've got everything fixed, and it is on the byhisgrace.com website. I think I'll post the link in the chat room, if for no other reason, to test it, to find out did it really work. And that's where we're at. So I am working all day tomorrow. It's one of those 4:30 get up time things, and work all day. And then I believe I have a short day Friday. But it just feels good to kind of rest and look back over that which we've done. We've come a long ways. We have fallen to quite a low ebb in the time that we have been, persecuted or whatever, but we are finding our way back. And we're seeing more and more tweets going out. And I'm looking forward to reviving the PJNet engine. And couldn't do it without your help. Appreciate everything that everybody's doing. So here comes the bumper. I'll put the link in the chat room. Help yourself. Watch the video, and let's see what happens next.